Yo, what is good, people? Ricky is here! Ricky! How the hell are you, homie? Trance in your pants. In the chat. Welcome back, dude. We've missed you. Glad your Twitch is working. Hope you're doing well and, you know, surviving the pandemic and staying inspired and all that good stuff. Saf, welcome in. First. Bunch. Salutations to you as well. Hope you're doing well today over there. Scruffy Rico, you too. Kwame, happy Friday. Tom, hello. Respect the gazelle. Thank you, Ricky. Sounds like you're in the Himalayas of Tibet, huh? Dude, don't you love it when stuff just starts randomly working on your phone again? Doc Brown, welcome to the mix. Happy Friday to you. Every subscriber here gets a free sound pack every month, so if you want to check out the OhmLab store, let me know what you want this month. I do believe that's what we're doing. Kwame, we can start with your track, because we ended on your track, so there you go. Just really quick, let me bring down our hypnotic trance tones in the back here. We've got our community challenge happening again this month. We have it open to the entire community, not just subscribers. So any genre, any format is welcome. We just want as many people to participate as possible because it's fun. And the more you play, the more fun it is. This month, the way that we're getting the sounds together for what everyone is working from is you send in a sound and I will transform it, mutate it, brutalize it, twist it up, wrap it up, and post it. And then if you guys are inspired by it, then you make something with it. But if you're going to participate in the community challenge, you got to use at least one community sound, I think is where we're falling on all of this. So I've been thinking about this the last few days, and we have this online drive that I need to be a little bit better about managing. And it's full of all sorts of sounds from different community members over the last however long we've been doing this. And I guess it's like a couple years now or something, because Paul resubbed the other day and it was like 23 months or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, anyway. So I've been thinking maybe what we do is we put up all of the community sounds as our general pool of sounds that we can all draw from. We've got to use something from the community to participate in the community challenge. It just kind of feels right. And then maybe we can get into some thematic stuff, or throw little curveballs here and there. But just by and large, I think that that's probably what we're going to do. And then every month, we'll continually add to that. We'll dedicate a few streams each month to just transforming sounds. We've got a new channel in the Discord. Where is it? It's just called Sample Flip. So I broke out all the challenge stuff into a community challenges area. And when we add a new one, it'll show up there. If you want to post sounds for me to transform, post them there. That way, if we don't get to it in the middle of a stream or with one stream, we can always go back to it in the very next one. So let's see what y'all are thinking about that. We'll be doing our listening party and voting party on the 1st. It's a Monday. It's the very top of the month. I think that's all I got for you. That's all I got. That's all the information I have. Javar, I believe, was our winner for this last month. So we'll see if we can get him on the show. Oh, Ricky. Yeah, just reading your update here in the chat. Awesome, dude. Kwame, here's the thing, is that it doesn't have to have anything to do with sound design. And the inverse of that can also be true. If someone is out there in the community thinking, man, I'm so into sound design, I love tinkering with sounds, but I don't know what I'm doing with music, then don't submit music, submit sound. And it will be treated equally. In fact, if we could get enough people contributing on both fronts, we could have 2 little competitions, and that's always fun too. Especially when everyone's a winner, right? What's up, Samaritans? Welcome in, Paul. Don't know if I said that yet. Cloudy, Maryland. I had to scroll up to find it. It's dark, cloudy, and cold here right now, but it's all going to burn off and turn into summer, from what I understand. I guess it's going to be like 80s from here on out. Oh, Tom is saying, can I just say I am super happy to be finally be churning out tracks more often than usual. There's something about finding some internal peace. Yeah, truly, Tom. It's like a moving on point. A pivot point. Happy Friday to you too, some merits. Yeah, definitely good luck with the house sale, Ricky. All right, so we're going to dig into some stuff here. Let's go ahead and turn all of this off. And let's dig in to our public feedback here. Yeah, I think we got through Bushloft and we are on Kwame. So we're going to have a couple of tracks that spilled over from last feedback stream to get us rolling. Kwame is the first of that crew here. All right. Ah. All right, Kwame. Let's see what you've been up to. Jam, V1. Uh, Kwame, I'm sorry we didn't get to this in the last feedback stream, and I'm really glad that we get to kick off today with it. This is flippin' lovely, dude. Seriously. Number one, piano lessons for the win. Number two, you continue to level up. Like everything in this mix is present and it's heard. I still want just like a little bit more volume automation between the different elements at these kind of emotional pivot points and whatnot, just to kind of push it all over the edge. I guess I'm a little old school that way. Your chords, dude, and your melody, all of it is so organic, and your palette, the sounds that you've picked are just kind of reinforcing that every step of the way. So really, really nice, man, and just lots of feels, lots of feels. I feel like the drums might be just a little bit up front for this. If and maybe not all of them need to come down. Maybe it's just the snare. Maybe it's just a decibel or two, and just a little bit shaved off the highs of it, so it isn't quite as um, forward. But as this is right now, without any changes, I want this whole album. I do. And the groove is really sweet too. I think that the whole organic feel of it is so nice that I want to hear a little bit of imperfection and like swing, sway in that beat just a little bit. I think it would really add just this kind of lovely little nuance. And then at like 252, uh, you could do a really subtle change up with the beat, um, and I think it would feel awesome in this track. It really subtle, like Dilla style, nothing like over the top. Just something like, "Hey, wait a minute, did we just get one extra count in this cycle? Wait, is there?" And then the song's done. You know what I mean? Let's see what people are saying. Hmm. Yeah, absinthe. It could use an update in the UI for sure. Nice melody, says the merits. Man, Paul loving it. Saf loves it. Oh man, Captain Planet Ferrens. Hmm. You wish you could capture this groove again. Not sure how you got there mentally. Remind me again what DAW you're in. Are you Logic? Ableton? I can't remember. Um, I can't remember if Ableton allows you to do this, but you can create a groove template inside of Logic and then apply that to future beats. And also, if this was all MIDI, then you just save that MIDI clip. And I'd also recommend getting into the habit of saving your channel strips too. Like there's many different layers of presets, but at the very least, if you remember to start saving your channel strips, then that will recall all of the other presets in that chain um, in most DAWs. And then you can get back to those things pretty quickly. Ableton. I think Ableton has some kind of a groove match, right? Like groove template um, thing, doesn't it? Groove pool. Groove pool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. But the chord vibe plus drums is hard. Dude, it feels great. It feels great. What kind of mood were you in when you were doing it? Were you just like playing? Because it feels like you just kind of fell into this thing and you decided to hit record. It felt very, very organic. All right. Blindex or Blindex. Just messing around. Yeah, more of that. More of that. Do you ever just record yourself while you're doing that? So you can actually go back and find the juicy little bits? Because if not, you definitely should. All right, Blindex says it's not in English, but I hope it's not a problem. And it is not a problem. Let's check this. Yeah, don't you love that? You think you have something brilliant, you capture it, you come back 20 minutes later, and you're like, what is this utter crap? Just out of that moment. All right, let's check this one.
Hey, hey, hey.
Take a seat and enjoy the ride.
Yo, yo. Grr, pow. Nincsen bennem erőszak, de ezzel nagyot ütök. Ha egy köcsög belém köt, én azonnal ellököm. Nem hagyom, hogy mint a többi leláncolva legyek. Vigyázok az alibimre, nehogy rosszat tegyek. Nincsen bennem erőszak, de ezzel nagyot ütök. Ha egy köcsög belém köt, én azonnal ellököm. Nem hagyom, hogy mint a többi leláncolva legyek. Vigyázok az alibimre, nehogy rosszat tegyek. Nehogy rosszat tegyek, nehogy rosszat tegyek, jaj. Nehogy rosszat tegyek, nehogy rosszat tegyek, jaj. Nehogy rosszat tegyek, jaj. Nehogy rosszat tegyek. Hogyha nem tetszik a pofád, elsőre megmondom. Anyádimnak is elmondtam, még ezért kell kond, de őket nem érdekelte és tovább csinálták. Nem szeretnek téged, a nyelvet kivágták. Kevesebb lett azóta az ígód, mint a fogad. Mindeközben a háztető a fejedre rohan. Soha nem volt olyan, hogy én arra vasz nem húzom. Nem olyan ostobák vagytok, hogy az egész genget lehúzom. Ja, ja, lehúzom. Ja, ja, oh my. Ja, ja, lehúzom. Ja, ja. Boom! Nincsen bennem erőszak, de ezzel nagyot ütök. Ha egy köcsög belém köt, én azonnal ellököm. Nem hagyom, hogy mint a többi leláncolva legyek. Vigyázok az alibimre, nehogy rosszat tegyek. Nincsen bennem erőszak, de ezzel nagyot ütök. Ha egy köcsög belém köt, én azonnal ellököm. Nem hagyom, hogy mint a többi leláncolva legyek. Vigyázok az alibimre, nehogy rosszat tegyek. Mert ha rosszat teszek, akkor elvisznek a rendőrök. Ha meglátom a fejeden, a szint felismerlek kendőről. Ja, ja, kendőről. Ja, ja, ja. Oh my! Ha kedves az életed, akkor maradj otthon. Csak mi ketten lövöldözünk, de te nem vagy toppó. Nagy rapper vagy, azt mondod, de közöd nincs a zenéhez. Drogozol meg mindent, de nem érti a zenéhez. Fejben oszkopol lakja, én vagyok Kennyhez. Ja, 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 ja.
Yo, this is good. This is good. Hey, Ricky, before I forget, what's the link you dropped here? All right, so Blindex, not sure if you're in the room right now or not, but this whole thing is great. This whole thing is great. It's all completely legit. This first sample is awesome. I think the vocal can be just a little bit more on top throughout the entire mix, and I think it's just a matter of some mid-range separation. So dipping a little bit out of the mids in the instrumental stuff supporting it, accenting just a little bit of those mids, maybe even just a little bit of saturation on top to help them kind of pick themselves up, be a little more upright. Really brilliant flow through the whole thing. The feel, the pace of it is really on point. It's all good. I think your transitions would be even better and like borderline kind of cinematic in quality if you were to add some transition effects. Swoop, whoosh, some kind of sub support with a hit right at the point of transition. It would make that moment more impactful. 128, I can totally hear like a little synth fill or something, tiny little ARP run or something, leading right into a transition effect. Boom, then change up. And then I think this flute synth, I was thinking it from the beginning, but really at 149, you can hear like it's having a moment in the arrangement, but it's not sitting up as well as it could. It's not being heard as well as it could be. So I think maybe just a little bit of saturation on top of that, little maybe just some overdrive or something. Not something that's going to make it gritty, or really sound driven. Just something to generate some harmonics and give it an actual defined edge. Really, really nice mix of sounds too. Your palette is solid for this. Let's see what people are saying. Welcome in, Ben. Yeah. Thomas saying, love this vibe, a lot of spill of frequencies up and down within different instruments, but love the beat. Yeah, what Thomas saying here is the same thing here. Is like there's crossover in the different sounds in the mix. Several of them share frequencies, like they're in the same frequency range. They have a lot of the same frequency peaks. So finding a way to create more separation, especially those mid-range frequencies, you can do that through volume, you can do it through EQ shaping, and you can also do it through pan. So you can move a couple things further out to the sides from center, maybe dip just a little bit around 500 in the tracks that don't need that presence there, and it'll help the vocals stand up a bit more, and then everything starts to feel a little bit more cohesive. Ricky is saying, digging that melody. Yeah. Hey, Nate, welcome in, dude. Excellent. I will check that out after stream, dude. Hope you're doing well. Blendex, this is great, man. This is great. I hope you bring more. Wake Up Kira is next. This one is called Last Breath, featuring Pink Hair. Hell yeah, Nate. We'll get it. So another solid one. Dig the beat, dig the vibe. Nice palette. I think that there are a couple of things like early on, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to hear those up more. And then as it worked its way through the arrangement, I start to kind of find myself being more and more in alignment with the choices. Um, so good on you for creating this really nice vibe that you stick with and explore. It's really good. I really like the art on this too. Um, 118, the big filter sweep. Really good sweep. Just watch resonance when you're doing big filter sweeps because when you get all the way down into those subfrequencies, you're boosting those subfrequencies several decibels when you've got a big chunk of resonance on that. So it felt like it was a pretty decent amount of resonance because when it went, whoo, whoo, you could really feel it, and it pushed several things in the mix when it happened. So it's a cool effect, but at the same time, too much of that sub stuff is just kind of dangerous, really, for your mix. 158, that mechanical Foley stuff can come up a little bit with some saturation. 218, the subtle guitar lick can come up a couple of decibels, I think. And at the end, on the way out, I personally would explore leaning into the modulating change-ups even more, do some hard stops, do some shuffles and some reversals and stuff, and just kind of keep going as the thing kind of fades out. So it's a good track. I really enjoyed the change-ups that you didn't like go too far overboard with them. Stuff didn't really feel stale or stagnant. Um, the only thing I would say in regards to the overall like arc and movement in this is maybe one long form modulation thread for people to follow from beginning to end would be kind of cool. I don't know if it's the entire mix or like 80% of the mix, or if it's more subtle, like just one or two elements. But something in the mix that's going on this really long journey, maybe it's like a 32 bar LFO operating a filter cutoff range of, um, I don't know, 1,000 hertz or something like that. So there's just a little bit more uh, long form arc in it. Anyway, that's it. That's what I got. See what people are thinking about this one. Yeah, Nate's digging this. I'm digging this. Everyone's digging this. Tom's digging it. Oh, nice. Okay, so this link from Ricky. Yeah. I'm just going to copy that over so I don't forget. All right. Alec. Alec is up next. See what Alec is up to. This one's Basketball Jones. All right, this one is gone. Up next, Jack of Spades. Sarcophagus. This is great. This is great. There's like super nitpicky stuff. I really dig the feedback. I like your mix. I like the drums. I like the vocals. It's all really quite lovely. It's solid. You could release this as is. The only thing I'm hearing is that a lot of the stuff feels and sounds like similar loudness across the board. So as these instruments are being introduced, for instance, like the strings where, you know, this nice little I felt like it could have more of like the swelling introduction. So just like change over time with volume rather than having everything kind of at the static position of kind of equal loudness. And then maybe just a little bit of warm tube over the entire thing at the end. This is nice. This is nice. Yeah, super chill vibe, right, Ricky? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Jack of Spades, this is fantastic. Hunter. All right, this one is Cover of Peaches by Here to Help. Hey, what's up, Rick? Zaris is here. Oh, removed. Okay. Circ. We'll listen to one of these here. If they're there. One's called Don't Leave Me. It's from Cirque.
Time might fix you, but now it's washed away, away. Time might heal you, but now I feel all the pain, all the pain. Standing around in the crowd, hearing voices scream. Taking a stand, need to share all the pain. We need you, oh Lord. Time might heal you, but now I feel all the hate, all the hate. So don't leave me. I need you standing right there. Don't leave me. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me. I need you standing right there. Don't leave me, oh Lord. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me, don't leave me. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me, don't leave me. Time might lift you, but I feel I am drowning away, away. Looking around just to see nobody's okay. Praying for answers, Lord, I need you to write my page, oh Lord. Time will change you, 'cause nothing ever can be the same again. So don't leave me. I need you standing right there. Don't leave me, oh Lord. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me. I need you standing right there. Don't leave me, oh Lord. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me, don't leave me. I need you now in the dark. Don't leave me, don't leave me.
This is great. I think that there's a balance issue in loudness, and that's it. Pretty much everything else is really well done here. You've got all of the right sounds, and all of the right emotions. You've got a brilliant delivery and performance with the vocals, and you've got all of the right um, decisions being made with your balancing and mixing of things, except for um, the maximization through limiting, right? So um, I feel like there should be greater dynamic range, and I feel like the peaks of these performances that are being like cut off and limited, they deserve to be heard and felt at their fullest potential, which means you can't cut them, right? You can't limit them. So I think that, and you'll hear me say this at times when it comes to this type of music, I feel like some ideas about kind of hard hitting electronic music is being applied to the mixing here, and it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be that aggressive. It can be much more forgiving and soft and soulful, and then all of the emotions are going to end up coming through because it's those tiny little differences, those nuanced differences that translate as um, um, like captivating and authentic and genuine and human and all of the things that you want a track like this to be associated with. So here's what I would say is I would set up some A/B testing, which means you hear it as it is now, and then you hear it with some different parameter changes in there. And one thing that you could listen to is leaving everything as it is right now, and then just changing the threshold. I'm not sure what tool you're using to make your stuff louder, but in a lot of mastering tools, you'll bring down the threshold of your maximization tool or your limiting tool, right? And it's going to increase the overall loudness kind of auto magically. I'd back off that a fair bit and see how you feel about the whole thing, and listen to them maybe on a couple of different systems, and give yourself a day too, like between actually working on it and listening to it and assessing it, because especially if you're mixing at loud volumes, it's easy to kind of lean into more volume to make it more impressive. So I really like everything else about this. This is a tasty one. It's good stuff. Ben says, ask me about my limiter. Nate, I hope you're doing okay over there, homie. Scruffy Rico, you are up. Between the lines, day 2. Scruffy's saying, okay, this one is in idea phase, trying some techno vibes. Mix software and hardware. Cool. All right, let's see what this is all about. We should probably click through to this. Oh, and I should actually do that here. All right, so this is Rich here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really digging it, dude. It's really, really solid. I mean, all your stuff is solid, but this has got a nice, it's got a vibe that's a little bit different. And what's the word I'm looking for here? Exploratory, if you will. Um, it feels like you're exploring this genre. Yeah, nice one indeed, right, Tom? And like having the sounds are what they are, but what you're doing with them throughout the arrangement and as it progresses are great. You're using such simple tools and triggers through the whole thing. Like your pan work in there is brilliant for the type of sound that's being delivered. Everything is in the pocket. I appreciate that. I don't really have anything to nitpick on this one. I really don't. I think it's sounding great, and I want to hear the rest. Ben, compressors are so 2000s. Oh, I know, dude. The nose swab, it sucks. It just, I read your comment about the nose swab giving you the tears, and all of a sudden, like, the inside of my nose is just, like, twitching. Oh, man. All right, let's see. Yeah, Ricky, I wish I could tell you, like, do this or do that, but no. All right, we got Tom, we got Nate, and then we got Ricky, and we'll see who's next after that. Although we should be referring to Tom as Vape Lord Iggy right now. Playing with more textural synthesis and vibes. A lot of creative modulation and explorations into absinthe and kontakt. Yes, please. Oh, wait, no. Vape Lord Iggy. All right, here we go. Swarms.
My heart's bleeding, I can't go on without you by my side, by my side. You hurt me again and again. You fucked me up when you were gone. Never thought I'd feel so alone. That's when I knew you were the one. You were the one. You fucked me up when you were gone. Never thought I'd feel so alone. That's when I knew you were the one. I keep on running back to you, in spite of all the shit you do. I keep on running back to you. Keep on running back to you, in spite of all the shit you do. I keep on running back to you.
Tom, this is great, man. This is great. It's, at some point, I feel like there's gonna have to be a fast lane that people go into. Like we don't give Paul feedback, because he's not looking for feedback, and we don't really give Roku much feedback because by the time he's ready to share something, it's pretty close to perfect already. Maybe there's more stuff to add in the mix or something, but he's got his stuff figured out. And man, your stuff is just great. Your stuff is just great. Your voice is amazing on this one, Tom. Seriously though, you have a knack, man, with splice and finding these vocals that will go with like whatever you're playing with in that moment. It's quite shocking actually. I feel like they should be giving you some kind of kickback each time you pick a sample and put it into something. Bushlofts, yo, what up? Happy Friday to you. DS are on the vocals. Yeah, you should find a real vocalist that you can work with. I don't know. I don't know what Iva Rhea is doing these days, but I still think that she's like a pretty darn ideal match for you. We should try and connect with her again. Right? Nate says, I love drum and bass, and that hit me in the feels. Right? Um, oh, Nate, all you got to do is feel, homie. Yeah, I have nothing for you on this one, Tom. Um, Green Hollow Music did mention it came in a little hot at the beginning, but, work in progress and all. That's good. I really want to hear you find a vocal partner. It'd be absolutely great. Nate is working on something called Paper Clay. New music for Paper Clay demo, still plenty of room for growth, adding another half measure transition back into the loop, plus getting more textural things and wacky fiddle-like things. Let's check this. Okay, so this is super, super, super cute, Nate. This is super cute. And like just judging from the visuals here with the cardboard cutout and like paper craft kind of appeal, it's definitely going to work well. I think I know you say still plenty of room for growth and all of that, but really this is already incredibly well balanced and fleshed out. You have a very full palette that's not overcrowded and nothing is fighting for attention. Everything is heard and is present in the mix. Everything has a pretty darn proper position and like priority in the mix. Um, the only thing that seems just a little off to me is the bass. I feel like it could be just a little bit more round. And right now I feel like it's not like booming in the bass, but just a little bit more round. Um that's really it, man. I don't there are a couple of like mix ideas like effects wise for some of these things in the mix, but seriously, man, arrangement, just like stop. It's really good. I want to hear more of what you're working on. It's really, really good. Roundness as in a touch more soft knee compression. No, I'm thinking more, hey, what's up, Zev? Hope you're doing well, Will. Happy Friday to you. I feel like, no, more like a little bit more low mid accent and just a touch less around like 2K ish, 4K to 2K ish. Like if you were just to attenuate just a tiny little dip there, and maybe give it just a tiny little bit of love around, like, say, I don't even know, 150, something like that. Let's see what that feels like. 140, somewhere in there. I also feel like if you were to just ease off the transient of the bass, just a touch, like just ease off the attack, just a tiny little bit, it would feel a little less picked, like hard picked and a little more finger picked. And I think that could also kind of give you the same kind of rounding polish. But otherwise, dude, I think everything feels like it's really in lockstep with one another, and that they're like completely aligned. I dig it. How many tracks are you having to work on for this, and how many themes? Excellent, excellent, and excellent. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, Iris is great, isn't it, Green Hollow? Yeah, absolutely. Man, yeah, Zameritz likes it, Tom likes it, Ricky likes it, we all like it. Ooh, Will's got a new one. Nice. So just for the demo, do this Wednesday, I have this song, a couple of variations for linear side puzzles, and about 20 sound effects. Nice. 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 Green Hollow likes it as well. Yeah, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Really quick, we're going to dip over to something new from Ricky. And see what he's been up to. Lost Your Mind. B8.
lost your mind. You motherfuckers lost your mind. You motherfuckers lost your mind. You mother, you mother, you motherfuckers lost your mind. You mother, you mother, you motherfuckers lost your mind. You mother, you motherfuckers lost your mind. You mother, you motherfuckers lost your mind.
Nate, I'm so sorry you just tested positive, homie. Big love. I really wish we could do something for each other each time someone tests positive for COVID. You know? Like there's just isn't anything you can do and it fucking sucks. I hope it passes quickly and doesn't leave a trace, dude. Ricky, this is awesome. This is fun. It's got like a fun game vibe. I feel like if I felt like it had a greater game vibe to it in the beginning, but it had like a full-on gamer vibe at the end. Like it felt like something that would be playing on a really busy dance floor where there's a screen up at the front of the room and someone's playing some freaking Tekken or Street Fighter or something, but it's the old school shit, you know? A lot of really awesome throwback like maneuvers in this, and just your continuous like play exploration with the sample is just super fun, and what a great sample too. All right, 150. Those SFX hits, the hats, they can come down a bit. I think they're a little loud. Yeah, I fully feel like this is a funky time machine. The sample at 330, I think it goes for like maybe 5 seconds or something before that transition. What if it is actually the thing that is the riser for that? So like maybe it like runs all the way through and then boom, you start chopping it and it gets louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, and then maybe it gets some kind of twist at the end or a little scratch or something and then transition. But the sample itself, man, is just fucking killing me. It's just absolutely great. No complaints. No complaints. I do applaud you on the number of sounds you were able to get into this. Like it's got a bit of an arcade feel to it, I think, with the busyness of the palette. I never felt like there was a point in the mix where things were too busy or like distracting or competing though. So good on you. Some good stuff, man. That makes a lot of sense. Coconut water helping, Tom, that makes a ton of sense. Absolutely. man. Tom says reminds him of playing Streets of Fury on the Super Nintendo. Oh man, memories. I introduced Nico to Super Mario Kart this week. He's like slowly entering into the video game world right now, and he is just like his mind is blown. Uh, so he played his first round of Super Mario Kart. It was on my phone, right? So he plays that, and it's shortly before bedtime. The next day, he's like up early. He wants to play it, right? And he mentioned a couple of times, like, I couldn't sleep last night because that game was so exciting. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Oh, it's so good to see all of that through the lens of fresh eyes. And oh man, you guys remember just how addicted, like immediately you were when you first touched Mario? Oh man, so cute, right? Right? Oh God, Ricky, second time in 3 months your family's testing sick. That sucks, dude. When you first download OTT, you're like, it's a cheat code in a plugin, and you can load like 13 of them in a row. All right, let's see what Merc is up to. How many we got here? We got a bunch. Excellent. We'll be running a little over today, which is fine. Merc! Happy Friday to you. Let's see what you're working on. This one's called Too Much.
I don't wanna lie no more. Forgotten how to speak, but I'm no good at letting go. It's written in the sheets. Now it's 2 a.m. You're still in my bed. I feel pain when you breathe. Tell me who you love. You're undone because I don't mind when you leave. When I'm holding you close and you're fighting with ghosts, I just can't give you what you need. Now I'm losing my mind, 'cause you're fighting for time, but your love is too much for me. Now it's 2 a.m. You're still in my bed. I feel pain when you breathe. Tell me who you love. You're undone because I don't mind when you leave.
Dude, Merc, this is fantastic. Your luffs are too hot. Bring down the loudness. The rest is great. The only other thing that I have for you is that it feels like one, your sub bass can come down just a little bit, maybe just a few decibels, but also your low end cut on that sub, it can be brought up a bit. It feels a little thicker than it needs to be. You can get more power out of that low end and mid range if you make that cut, and you'll bring down that loudness. Everything will feel like it has that same exact amount of energy in there. I think this is a good track. Does a really good job on the vocal mixing. Really, really good job with the synths. Perfect balancing point with the attack and decay on that synth. I give you chef's kiss on that one. Mwah. Very good, very good. Scruffy Rico says maybe a change in the progression. I would agree with that. The arc in it could be better. The overall sound and everything that you're delivering is really on point. And I'm not sure that like it needs to be a massive change up, but maybe just a little something. From a mixing standpoint, though, just dial in that sub bass, and I think you've got it pretty much spot on. Everyone's digging this one. Tom, whenever you head that direction, hope you get good rest, homie. Thanks for hanging with us. Ricky says vocals sound amazing. Really like the vibe. Daytime party. Yeah. Treat yourself. Yeah, very colorful array of music. That's a good way of putting it. Really, really dig this one, Merc. Zamertz, you are up next. Made this on a boat looking at the sea through a portal yesterday. Work in progress. Bin or keep. Here we go. This one's called Diving Bell. Personally, I don't think anything Zamertz makes is worthy of a bin. But we've all got a clean house. Yeah, this is great, dude. It's definitely a keeper. Um, just those tiny little pitch wiggles at whatever it was, like 1 minute, something like that. That's reason enough to keep this whole thing. Just that tiny little element added such a tremendous amount of lovely tension to the entire thing because everything became unstable all of a sudden. Like you couldn't trust it. It's like sea legs. That's kind of what it felt like to me. It's like everything's fine. I'm curious about what's happening. This is kind of wondrous. And then there's like some, oh, what's going on there? And it's so subtle that I was hooked. That was it. That's all it took. 122. I feel like this the couple of elements that are the most repetitious, like that high ARP, you could play with some pitch shifting delay. The that bell run towards the end, it could be like chopped and resequenced or something like that. The vocally kind of synth, same thing, right? Bounce it, resample it, warp it in a couple of different ways, like maybe stretch it and chop it or something. I think all of those things would feel really good in a mix like this, after that tension being introduced. And at around 220, 222, whatever, that space, it's like this liminal space, like uncertain and familiar at the same time. It's like reliving the past or something. You know what I mean? Let's see what people are saying. Oh yes, they do like it. Saf is saying the analog synth is so cute and happy. Ricky thinks it's all working really well together. Yeah, this is good. Tried a few different things. Definitely was wobbly. 122 is why you wanted to ditch this one. Yeah, so okay, so I think that it's just a matter of embellishment. And here's why. Because this feeling of time and like familiar yet uncertain, that is absolutely the theme that you can lean into. Like anything after this moment with the little pitch wigglies, around 1 minute, I think that just kind of opens up the rest of the arrangement for you to play freely, but in a way that isn't jarring, right? Like you're still playing with the same exact elements. In fact, lean into that too. Bounce them, sample them, and then start chopping them up so they really truly are just that same little bit of audio again and again and again. But each time they're being, brought back up to the surface, there's something a little bit different about them. So it's kind of uncertain and familiar all at once. What's coming next? I think it would be good. Green Hollow. Let's see what you are bringing today. Always a pleasure. This one is called Darkened Skies. Darker than your usual fare, huh? This is really nice, dude. You're right, a little darker than your norm. I really like it. See if I can make sense of my notes here. This Justo, welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Yeah, Far Horizon, welcome into you as well. Happy Friday to you. I agree. This is very nice. I think it's all about the stopping points on this one, and I feel like you've really nailed it on a few different fronts. The point of hysteresis, right? The point where things start to break apart, fall apart. That whole intro section is just kind of teetering in this lovely way. It's nice. It's a really good, tasteful way to start it. I think that the reversals happening around 30 seconds and onward are nice. They're tasty. You've got them right in rhythm. 107 transition, maybe a small suck back right there. Something that is super dry and sudden in its stopping. This change up at 131, that's fantastic. And I love that it only happened, like only one maneuver like that in this entire track. And I love that. I commend you for that. Too many people, I feel, come up with something really brilliant and then they do it again or a couple more times. And then it's just like, it's kind of lost its magic in a way. It's still a cool thing, but it's no longer rare and precious. Now it's just this thing that happens a lot, So good on you for only doing it one time and really creative decision making there. And I think maybe a little bit of volume automation on a couple elements around 150 or so as this track is wrapping up. It'd be kind of cool if it felt like maybe the ground was kind of shifting a little bit, or the landscape of sounds. The soundscape is actually kind of shifting a little bit. I think it'd be kind of tasty there. All right, let's see what people are saying here. Yeah, everyone is loving this. Everyone is digging this. Hey, Roku's here. How you doing, homie? It's all right. We started late. Everyone's late today. Yeah, everybody likes this one. Very tasty. Very yummy. Thank you, sir. May we have another. Sounds original, says Quirky, right? We got a whole lot of that happening here, right? People representing. Oh, wait, we've got two from Carlos here. All right, we're gonna pick one. We'll come back. Be glad for both, but if you have to pick one only, pick actually. Cool. Well, so we'll do actually. If we have some time at the end, then we'll do the other one. We'll start with actually though. Yeah, that is what it's all about, right? Ready as ever. Excellent. You doing okay over there, Roku? All right, here we go. This one's actually. Yeah. Okay. There's a few things. That pitch bend in the beginning is great, by the way. I think that the volume drop and surge back up, I think it's a bit too extreme in the way that it's happening, especially for the mix that we have. It seems a bit muffled, and I'm unsure if it's 100% intentional or if it's more than you want. I like the headiness of it, but I think that I also want moments of more clarity for like the exposure of like the true dynamic range of this whole thing. Like if to give it perspective, right? Like that you too, as the producer of this content, are aware of its like muffled nature, right? So showing us that that's intentional, giving us kind of a snapshot of what the clarity will be and what the muffled will be, instead of depending so much on the volume surge. So some of these things could be handled through frequency rather than just volume, like rolling off frequencies instead of decibels might work a little bit better in a couple of those spots. Uh, and speaking of rolling things with filters, just watch resonance. I did hear a couple things where cutoff was opened up and there was a resonant peak, and you're going through those sub frequencies, and it's just kind of like kind of jarring, and just how many frequencies kind of bloom in the low end there. Um, so that's the one thing that I would want to kind of tackle in this one. I think it's a super catchy vocal groove, by the way. I wish it was getting a little bit more attention. I think that's one of the things that I would shine a light on in regards to what could have a little bit more clarity, is that vocal groove. It's a really good sample or a really good line. Um, and it'd be good just to see that come up to the top. That said, the headiness of having everything kind of muffled um, has some value to it too. Like there was definitely part of me that was engaging with the headiness of it, right? Um, so yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's see what other people are saying. Quirky, this one's yours, right? Learning to make the track itself dynamic and less repetitive, step by step, little by little. Yeah, this is it, man. This is the process. And it's great. Like you've got a complete track here now. And it's true when you listen to it through the lens of someone else, like experiencing it for the first time, you see it and you hear it entirely differently, right? And then when people are putting words to certain things that maybe you were feeling and not putting into words yourself, that kind of reinforces your like instincts, if you will. So next time you go through this, or as you're working on the next track, trust your gut as you come to these different stopping points, right? Like, hey, the last time I did a big volume surge like this, it was a bit much. What could I do to smooth that or whatever, right? And just like you're saying, bit by bit, step by step, apply that knowledge to every single thing that you're working through. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Like we all, dude, seriously, I'm freaking old now, and I can say that too. I've learned a lot, but I have even more to learn. So, yeah, it's a good attitude, I think. It keeps you going. It keeps you fresh. Um, yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good feedback from some folks. And yeah, the low end does feel like it can come down a bit, but that might also just be the byproduct of the balance of the overall mix being so biased towards the low end. And I think that it really depends on what the affect is. Like, what is the aesthetic that you're going for? If you, as the producer, were envisioning this kind of muffled kind of affect to the whole thing, then you're already going in the right direction, and you probably have some really good ideas to kind of like lean into that more and embellish it even further. But if what you were going for is clarity, um, then what I would do is take off all of the EQs and compression that you have in play right now. Leave them there, just turn them off so you can go back and compare your work, right? It's a really good way to learn at this point in the learning curve, is to just turn off the plugin that you had, load it up again, and start afresh, and then compare those two things. And that'll give you actual like context that you're basing your perspective off of. So nanowires. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, mushroom. All right, Nano is saying, here's my new track. Just want some vocal processing feedback. This feels like a trap. Let's check this out.
Mushroom, mushroom. Mushroom, mushroom.
When are we going to Candy Mountain, Charlie? It is flawless. It is flawless. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, love you too, Benny. All right, Bushloft. Well, he told us when he got here this morning that he had no, he was seeking no feedback today. So it should have been your first clue that you were about to be rickrolled. This one is Night Drives in LA from Bushloft. Oh, wait, hold on a second. You've got two here. Are you here right now, Bush? This could save the Badgers. This could. It could raise awareness about the plight of the Badger. I mean, I'm sure that the Badger's life sucks with climate change and all that too, right? Bush, which one should we listen to? If we only have time for one, which one do you want feedback on the most right now? That's a big question. Quirky, the vibe on this stream is just something else. I love it. Yeah, we're different here, right? Oh, okay. So which one are we doing here, Bush? The first one. Okay, cool. And if we have time for it, we'll swoop back and we'll do another one. And same with Carlos too. All right, Night Drives in LA. Ben, thank you for the laugh, homie. Big love. Hope you have a good weekend. Dude, can I use this music? I mean, this just screams freaking intro. Hello. Welcome to the show. Pinky up. If you are not chilling right now, there is something wrong with you. Is it just me, or is it taking forever to get to the 42nd floor in this building? Seriously though, like if this was the music playing in the elevator, I would ride it to the top and then I would ride it to the bottom again. Something good. This is great, right? Right? If you can't tell yet, Bushloft, I have no critical feedback for you on this one. I mean, there's the loopiness. Yeah, old Larry Suke, right? Right? Yes! Bar Horizon, pour me a stiff one, please. There's definitely a scotch waiting at the end of this week for me. The little change-ups in the beat there. Tasty. Tasty. Bushloft, all you did was please our ears in this one. I'm not sure that you're going to get anything out of us to make it sound better. I think we all love this one. Anybody hear anything in this one? Green Hollow music. Yeah, not like the other streams. And we like it that way. Yeah, dude, this is great and everybody loves it. Don't change this, just release it. It's got a great vibe. Great vibe. We have something new from Will. Zev, on a Friday. Let's do this. Aman Anand. Solar Beam. Holy wow, Batman, this one's almost 10 minutes long. Seth. Take care. Yo, dude, this is awesome. It's great. I love the synths. There are definitely a few points where I'm like, wow, this is taking longer to develop than I want because I want to hear what the next thing is going to be. And then at the same time, I'm like, well, what do you actually remove in there? Because there was a fair bit of development with all of the different sounds and synths coming in. And I kind of feel like maybe there just needs to be some some volume automation or something to create a little bit more interest in those in at those specific points. Like if there was something in the mix that was kind of tucked back that was now slowly being revealed while those other things are happening, like that extra layer of progress, I think that change over time would make it feel a little bit less like a time suck in those moments. Um, Mid-low thickness, kick sub. I think I saw you already make a comment about that. Um, yeah, those synth blips are like sonar. Good hands up moments. That big build with a really awesome, like expansive upward energy was really, really nice. Be fantastic to like as that's building up, like slowly reveal this high-end wash. Maybe you've got like Valhalla Shimmer running in the background, and you're just going to slowly disclose that track by bringing up the volume as that thing goes, or something like that, so it gets even more like of an upward atmospheric expansiveness. I think it'd feel nice. And then that stuff could like slowly decay over time, right? Like little like pixie dust, right? Um yeah, it's got a really nice club energy to it, dude. Seriously. Um yeah, whatever it is that's happening with the kick and the sub down there, um that's really the biggest mix thing, honestly. Yeah, I love the ear candy. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Far Horizon. There are certain people. I was talking about this earlier. I feel like there needs to be a fast lane for certain people in the community because they just bring it at such a level now that it's like all we can really do is nitpick these finer points, and then stuff becomes really subjective. And um, I fully agree. Funky psychedelic. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Big ups on the 2 new gigs. Getting a stank face from a cute. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Mies or Mace? You can feel free to correct me in the chat. You are up next. The End. That is what this one is called, perhaps, or Avex. Let's find out. See what this is all about here. Excellent.
Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, but I need some more. Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, but I need some more.
Said I need me some good dope, kush, lean, drink, pills, coke, whatever to boost the adrenaline, cause I feel for the high that I used to get. All these rock stars always doing it, so what's the problem if I do it too? I'm in the zone, so don't you ruin it, I'm feeling the pressure to get through. I don't even know if they for real, all I know is monkey see, monkey do. Never thought about this shit for real, stuck with addiction like paper and glue. If you saw a famous dude jump off a building, would you follow him and jump too? I guess I would, but he dying rich and I'm gonna die broken and chop wood. So
Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, but I need some more. Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, but I need some more.
day to day, I hope to quit, and I wish I could live in a way that is healthy. Slowly, I'm killing myself, and it's kinda pathetic, but I just can't help it. As I'm popping and dropping a Zanny in a bottle of water, I'm watching it melting. I can't live my life like this, feels like I'm always caged in. It's a trap, this trap music has to adapt. The rappers abusing drugs. Whatever happened to healthy hugs? Seems like everybody wanna be a thug. Why is it cool not to give a fuck? How long am I gonna be young and dumb, just having fun? But ain't nothing fun about health problems, I'm hella numb.
Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, I need some more. Baby, baby, I need you so. Get me high, high. It's not enough. The dope's low, I'm too low. So get me high, I need some more.
There are so many nice things about this. When something feels so good and it's such a simple sound, it's being treated well. You know, that's really all it is. And this whole thing, this whole track is not just a bunch of sounds that have been treated well independently, but it's all a very cohesive melding, if you will, of all of the properties of all of them. I dig it. It's really nice. It's organic. It's got a brilliant amount of like restraint and expressiveness, and it doesn't rely on any like mixing hacks or tricks or anything to provide interest. It is all just in the flow and the warmth of the whole vibe. It's really nice, and I like the old school vibe that's running throughout it. I think that the vocal can be wrangled in the low end. The low vocal, it's just got a bunch of frequencies that it doesn't need. If you were to roll it all the way up to like 100 hertz or something like that, you're probably still going to feel the large majority of the lows in there. And you can start kind of inching it down to see where your ideal cutoff point is there for it. But definitely don't bring in a whole bunch of sub from that lowest vocal, because it's kind of wreaking havoc. It's not fully centered, so it's just touching other sounds where it shouldn't be. The vocal mixing is really, really nice. Like the way that you've got your main and backing vocals, your harmonies mixed is really nice. The background vocals, a little later on, 224, I feel like these can be brought up significantly. I'd love for them to be present. They've been sitting in the background. They've been fully supportive. They have waited their turn. There is nothing else happening in this mix, and I feel like they could really come up and get a moment in the spotlight. Yeah, I've already mentioned there's some mid-low competition in thickness, and it's not just in that vocal, but also just a few different elements. I would go through and listen to each one of these sounds in isolation, see what else you can remove in the low end of each of them, in the mid range of each of them, without actually killing any of the life force or impact that you need that sound to bring independently, right? And then listen to it again, audition it again in the full mix and see if you've improved, right? And chances are you will make these very small improvements all the way. If you go through track by track by track, you'll be able to cozy up, tighten up your EQ cuts. And it'll just provide more clarity and room for everything in the mix. You have plenty of frequencies and plenty of proper treatment of sound for any of those gaps to be filled back up. As soon as you make a small attenuation or cut somewhere, it's going to get filled up. Really great meter at 204. Actually, just the entire flow is really fun, but the delivery of the vocals is great. And yeah, just a quick comment about the simplicity of this one and how it's working well. It really is because of the simplicity of it. You don't have unnecessary sounds or unnecessary frequencies in play outside of a little bit of low end management. So good on you for that. Knowing where to stop is really like the greatest thing to learn in music. So it's just really nice. It's refreshing. You've got a really good minimal mix. The individual sounds are quite minimal themselves. And all of that allows for something much, much bigger to come of it. So solid. Let's see what people are saying. Yeah, people are loving this. Yeah. Need some work on the low mids. Vocal gets somewhat lost sometimes. Effects are super powerful. Subtle vibrato. Yeah, all of the stuff is very tasty. Very tasty. Nice dose. Old track, like 4 years ago. Love to see how it feels. So correct your advice on it. So thanks for that. The singer. I'm at listening his voice out from my window, and then we did an album together. Whoa, okay, so hold on a second. Are you saying you're chilling at home and you hear someone singing out your window and you start a conversation with them and it led to an album? Because that's brilliant. I feel like that's what music is supposed to be. Like, that's how music felt when I was younger. Heidi's here. She's dancing to this one. You are welcome for the review. I hope it vibes with you and helps you make it even better. Yeah, I really like this one too. Far Horizon is absolutely correct. This is really good. One of the best meetings of your life. I bet. Yeah, those chance encounters, that's when you know you're on your path, right? All right, let's see. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. Easy money. This next one is Far Horizon. Saying sent this last week. We reworked the mix from the feedback that was given last week to fix the delays and stuff. Also, forgot to change the snare. It's still panned. Added another section as well. Okay, cool. This one is called Time. Dude, this is great. There's so many things going on here. The bass and the sub are hot. The LUFS levels are hot to the point that I think it's distracting from the brilliant texture and perk work that you've got going on here. The breath, like these subtle nuance things, I feel like they're being overpowered by that low end. And I don't think that bringing it down even like 5 or 6 dB is going to remove or reduce any of the impact of the low end. I really don't. I also think that you can bring up your cutoff point on that sub, like maybe 40, 45 hertz, something like that. It feels like energy is being sucked up down there. And when backing off the limiting, right, you're going to get more space between the true peaks of things and all of those tasty textures as well. Right now, I feel like there's the loudness of the individual elements are in too close proximity to one another. So yeah, there's two things there. One is that there isn't as much dynamic space between those elements in loudness, but two is that the peaks themselves, right, as they're getting limited, they're losing just a tiny bit of something. So it'd be great to hear less of that limiting. And then just as like an experimental thing, what if in just a couple of spots here, and I was really feeling it towards the end of this track, so 2 minutes 30 seconds ish. What if everything in the mix basically is getting ducked through some sidechain compression or whatever, but it only happens in a couple of spots. I don't know. There's something about the entirety of the mix being affected um, that I think would be both kind of jarring and beautiful. Like it feels like it would be kind of right in line with all of the other like ear candy / chaos that we're hearing here. Yes, the perceived volume of the sub is really loud. Yeah. Yeah, if so yeah, so the sub thing, yes, it is loud. And the bass I think is loud. I think that it is a perception thing. Like by the meters, it might not be that big. It's just that there's no competition down there for it. So it's just sailing on through, right? I think that's really all it is. But yeah, as far as like the entire mix, like if we were to go back to one of these spots here. Like right in here, right? You've got like the full mix soup happening, right? And wouldn't it be interesting if there was just like two kick hits or something, like where the whole thing, like that, the entire mix gets kind of sucked down for just a second. Or something kind of affecting the entirety of the mix. It just kind of feels like it would be a really fun thing to experiment with here in this space. And these vocals are so, like, there's such a lean in component. They're really sick. They're just, and your use of breath throughout this entire thing. Yeah, love the punch of the snare there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Heidi. That sucks. That sucks. She's allergic to pork, you guys. Hence the reaction there. That sucks. Dude, Far Horizon, this is freaking dope. Cute. Let's do this. I'm going to close the queue here. This picture. This picture from Something Good. All right. Acute, you are up. Ancient Future. Oh, not allergic to? You are welcome, Far Horizon. The irony of her being an allergy doctor. All right, Acute. Ancient Future. Yeah, okay. I'm just kind of reading this comment from Tremties, and yeah, I agree. Acute, and I think it would be a nice maneuver. I think that um, this track is a serious vibe. It's got all the right sounds in the palette, and there's so much commingling and smearing of color and character as all of these sounds are mixing together in space. It's very, very reminiscent of like late 80s synth music. It's quality. I like it. I want more dynamic range between the individual sounds, so less compression to arrive at the loudness, but I think that it's a good balance and that the sounds are all in a pretty darn good position for the mix. And I think that the palette of sounds all work really well together and kind of make that all possible. Right on point for the genre. It's just very much like I feel like we're driving. It's summertime. Windows are down. It's late at night. It's Friday night. It's late 80s. We're heading to the arcade. That's what this feels like. Well, yeah, it is and it isn't. Like, it's more about the emotional impact of all of these sounds and stuff and how like when we go back and we retroactively look at music from the 80s, it was thinner, it was less full and whatnot than we're giving it credit for here right now. But speaking as someone that listened to a lot of music as it was coming out in the 70s and 80s, I can confirm that everything felt bigger than life because everything that you were listening to before that had none of what was going on. So even like a Devo song sounded bigger back then than it does now when you go back and listen to it. It's way less impressive and way less full sounding. The that full mixed sound, that heavily produced sound of the 80s was just it kind of eclipsed a lot of what was being heard and felt coming out of studios up to that point. So it was very different and it was noticeable. So I think we inflated it in our heads. And, humans being humans, we remix our memories all the time and we're nostalgic and we make it seem better than it ever was or bigger than it ever was. And I think that's just a lot of it. Just being kind of introduced to those things for the first time and that impact. You sound so old and so cool. Hey, if I'm old, you're old. Except for I guess I'm older. Um, that feel was still experimentation at that time, and now it's a perfected art. Yeah, right. And we also have not just the tools to provide that. Like, we couldn't with the tools and resources at hand back then, we couldn't do what we're doing with sound right now. And we've kind of manipulated so many things to the nth degree that we can there's just a far greater scope of knowledge and ability now. Oh yeah, you're definitely younger than me, Heidi. Everybody's liking this one. This is really good. Avenza, you can toss one in the mix too. I'm not hung up on it. We can totally go long. We're already over today, but we started late, so I'm totally fine with it. What would be the purpose of having pitch correction on a reverb? Saw it on a video about reverb and it didn't really go into it. Well, it depends on what kind of drift it might be introducing, as well as it might just be an aesthetic choice, similar to pitch shifting, a reverb or a delay, a time-based effect. It generates really cool things in those tails. And pitch correction can do a similar thing, right? Like if you've got a big fat detuned synth and then you kind of pitch correct the tail, it does make the tail a little bit more agreeable and manageable in the mix. But honestly, like it's a nuanced aesthetic kind of a thing. A single DAW today would be a multi-million studio back then. Yeah, exactly. It really truly is. We talk about that a lot as we continue to develop Audio Design Desk and like kind of reimagine what the future of DAWs actually looks like and what people actually want and need from tools. And things are about to get really flippin' awesome in that realm. There's going to be some stuff inside of the DAW soon that you're just going to be like, what? This is possible? And it's all possible. Yeah, Avenza, right now, whoa, hey, wait a minute. You went to Tom's Ferry? Aw, the old family farm. Hell yeah. And the berries are so good this year, too. Sorry, getting off on a tangent with Heidi here. We're from the same hood, so... yeah, so right now, Avenza, you're kind of knocking on the door of like culinary arts and oil painting, sand arts, like things that have been around for a very, very, very long time. We're kind of getting to that spot, right, where we've had the ingredients, if you will, for long enough that like greater experimentation and deviation from traditional norms is inevitable. And it's lovely. It's lovely. Have I been? It is quite literally my family farm. That's my family. Yes, quite literally. All right, up next, Justo. TW. Malfunction. Just two. Aha, just two. Now I got it. We are quite literally family. We are quite literally family. I am quite literally the uncle of all of the kids running around there when you go out there to pick berries and that corn and stuff. All right, here we go. A function.
Danger is imminent. System failure. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
in this. Here you are, you little
All right, good build here in the beginning. I would put 2 transition effects here though at this transition just to kind of really seal the deal, make it even more of an emotional impact. 1 reversal, 1 hit. So the first one kind of stops hard and the hit happens right at that point of crossover. At 107, some kind of cross modulation sequence would be dope here. So as that riser is happening, you could have something going down opposite in that same time frame. It would create the tension that I think is kind of missing from for the build up for that drop. Uh, 248 right here. I think this could be a better build if some of the elements were brought down earlier, so not all of them are competing for the entirety of the buildup. So they're kind of staggered in how they're being brought up. You just kind of stagger your automation lanes, or curves rather. And then it makes for a more dynamic range of change covered in the same amount of time, which will usually translate as more intense and more interesting, more impressive. These samples, by the way, are fantastic. There's a lot of them flying around, but for the music that you're making, these are the very good choices. Very good choices. Nice drop, 133, great change up. I think 347, as we're about to piece out, I feel like you can kind of lean in on the overall impressive like impact of all of this and taking one element like those drums and giving them a big reverb space to just like expand in, I think would be kind of a cool way to push it just one step further still. Yo, DSK, welcome in. Happy Friday. How are you? I think that's what I got for you right now, Just to. Let's see. So Roku saying, I'd love to hear the drops be 8 bars longer. I want to dance to it, but it ends too quickly. Perhaps extend them with variation on that. Yeah. I think that there are opportunities to increase interest and engagement around those points of transition for sure. The only other thing about this is that in the middle frequencies, it's pretty full. It's pretty full, right? So maybe a bit more volume automation work throughout the arrangement just to kind of ease that sense of competition and build up in a couple of different spots. Just pick a different hero in the different segments and kind of prioritize your sounds a little bit differently. Stagger those choices as you move through the arrangement. And then as things circle back around in the arrangement, people are hearing them slightly differently each time. So that's what I got for you. Yeah, you are welcome. I hope it all vibes with you and helps you make it even better. Something good. It's you. It's what's good. Blem blem. Let's do this.
Are you really Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter?
Crikey. Sure am. Now suck.
Oh, and really quick, before we get sucked into this track, just to make sure that you're EQing all of your reverb, that your reverb gets EQ, just so you don't have any mid and low frequencies floating around in space longer than they need to be. All right, let's do this. Blend, blend.
My fucking dick.
Buttercup, put a forward pin. Sixes on that Chevy with some hoes in it. Buttercup, put a forward pin. Sixes on that Chevy with some hoes in it. What do you want? Do it. Bitch, I will. What do you want? Do it. Bitch, I will. What do you want? Do it. Bitch, I will. What do you want? Do it. Bitch, I will.
Take it off, baby, bend over, let me see it. Now lay it for a real pussy eater, I could be it. Quit playing with me, girl, and bring it over here. And climb aboard my face, put that pussy on my beard. I ain't trying to take you shot, nah. Buy your ass no shoes, nah. I'm trying to lick that clip while I'm looking up at you. No shame in my game, girl, look back at me. I don't give a fuck if it's shaved or it's snapped, long as it ain't nasty. Sanitation smell like one whip of that. I'ma be fearless. If it's smelling sweet, I'ma lick it for it now. And even if it's sour, I might lick it in the shower. I go dumb and ignorant when I'm on that clitoris. Lick the rest of it.
All right. Really great. Really, really great. The raw nature of this, the delivery of the flow, everything, really, really good. The clown horn, really, really good. Just, man, we've got some freaking vibes today, right? Right? Okay. Luffs. I think this is where the biggest change can happen quickly for you, and that is just kind of realizing that, one, you don't need to drive it this hard as far as the loudness go. Luffs is perceived loudness, right? So it's separate from decibels, and it's what all of the like streaming services and whatnot base their decisions on, whether they're going to turn something up or down in the playlists, right? So one, you want to make sure that your luffs are in line. I would say that for something like this, it's probably around neg 16 luffs, and don't go over that. It's got a really awesome kind of soulful underpinning to it. I would take a look at the sub bass, the low frequency cutoff there. I think I'd roll it up just slightly. It feels like we're getting a bit more boom out of it than we actually need. It kind of becomes a little bit distracting at a couple of points. And I feel like the large majority of the attention, the spotlight, should be on the vocals and the drums, right? Because like they are driving the large amount of interest and energy in this track. So anything that you can create more separation around those things is ideal, so the spotlight can stay on them. But really, loudness. This is the one. It's for a beat battle where the dudes are those loudness bonus point peeps, but I struggle getting it loud without pushing it too much. Yeah, you know, when in Rome, right? Like when you're in a space where that needs to occur, then let it occur. And when you're putting something out, you know, to be streamed or like on an album or something, wrangle it in so people can still turn it up. Give people what they want in the moment. You know, you can't get away from that. I do just want to say, though, that you've got some really, really good vibes cooking in this thing. Some really, really good vibes. Roku says, don't care for loudness. Get your mix as good as possible. It will always sound better. Loudness is a lost cause, especially with a very flavored like track as yours. Guys that aim for loudness are less intelligent. I would say that the quality, you know, that the old adage, you know, quality or quantity, right? Quantity is loudness. Quality is everything. If you want it louder, turn it up, right? As the listener, that's what I say. The problem with being too loud right out the gates is that you can't turn it up anymore. Or if you do, it doesn't make it better. That's the problem with it. So. NTT, we are wrapping up here. We still got a few that we're working our way through. But you are free to drop something in the Discord channel here, and we will pick it back up on our next feedback stream. This next one is Alec. You're from another world. I'm going to needle drop really quick. Take a trip. All right, Alec, aside from a little bit of drag here at the end, we've got to find something to keep changing that up. Everything was feeling really good before it starts to get repetitive there toward the end, but really nice, dark, gritty, groovy. It's got a nice throbbiness to it, and like serious club appeal and value. It's just oozing club vibe. Club banger. 4 a.m. banger. Yes. If you were to look it up by the genre, that's where you would find it. Mango, you're getting dirty, and I like it. I don't really have a lot for you on the mix in this one. I just want to hear more like this from you. And honestly, if you were to find a couple of interesting maneuvers to throw into this before it wraps up, it's club ready. It's really nice. It's good stuff. Throbbiness. Throbbiness. Hey, don't look at me. Avenza said 4 a.m. banger. All right, this next one's from Ross. Man, it always wants to change your name, Ross. And I have no idea why. All right, this one's called Ashes.
Who made it? I was sitting in the ashes. I could only see the world through rose-colored glasses. Thought we're moving past this. Catch me come up on the scene. Someone tell me where the gas is. Lost, I've been trying to find a way. Why am I away? I'm just hoping I don't pass it up. That's the cost when I make you try to stay. Baby, I don't play. I'm just trying to gas you up. 14 is going to the end, the last of us. I don't keep no fake friends. Wanting you to back it up. Running on my cash and funds. We gon' have a little fun. Little shorty, you wanna know, man. Loving what you see, but you ain't fucking with the old me. Rags in my pocket, know it's fat enough to hold 3. Speaking to you boldly. Got some problems that she told me you can hold these. I was tossed it away. I'm not trying to placate you. Buy another Birkin. Knew it wouldn't say you, but you know that you heard it. I've been facing pain too, like I know I loved it. Wait for you to come through. And I wonder what she say now. Yeah. Baby, you wanna thumb and smoking straight yeah. Shorty got me addicted to these fast cars. Yeah. Rapping, you won't catch me, say no fake bars. Yeah. I was sitting in the ashes. I could only see the world through rose-colored glasses. Thought we're moving past this. Catch you come up on the scene. Yeah. Tell me where the gas is. Baby, no facelift, only natty. Running with the baddie. Losing focus, so I had to pop an addy. Bitch, ain't got no LASIK. Wanna see you badly. Line up when I knew you had me. 35 and basic, rolling in a backwood. Need it out of space, like you know it just should. Yeah. How to go and face it. Life is going too good. Yeah. Should've tried and save it. Wonder if I could. Yeah. Got us tumbling down. Sitting on a throne with no crown. Baby, you can make it, you can make a sound. Who made it?
This crackle seems digital. That's my only gripe in this one. And subs on the sides. Subs on the sides. Watch the subs on the sides. The mix is great. The balance is great. The delivery is great. Nice work on your auto tune. That crackle just seems kind of out of place, and it might just be the way that it's being treated, but it seems kind of digital. You're on the vocal mix and final beat is prop, right? Got. Yeah. So this is it's solid. It's solid. Yeah, your vocal work is great, dude. It really is. Really good stuff. I don't have a lot to pick apart here. I really don't. I think that I mean, how many tracks have you brought through now? Like 4 or something like that? I feel like there's been and it's not just you, there's other folks here as well. There's just been this very linear path of growth. Like if we were to go back several tracks and listen, and I don't know how much time has been between like when those were produced and when this was produced, but you can hear this very linear growth curve that you're on, and it's great. It's great. It's good stuff. Gamabunta, great name. You're up next. This one's called Zukos. 3 weeks ago at first. Yeah, that feels right. That feels right. And like I said, I have no idea how much time has actually transpired in the production of these different tracks. Like if you've been producing as you're sharing with us, but there is definitely growth being heard. It's being noticed, homie. Your work is leading to good things.
When the darkness starts to take your soul away.
I just play this from here. Wait, this sounds... That sounds different to me. Does that sound different to you?
Empty soul. No.
That sounds different to me. Oh, right. I gotta log in with my name. I have no idea what my passwords are for any of these things. That's where I'm at with that. Let's see if it gets me in there. It works. Let's do this.
Empty soul. No one's around. Empty heart. Breaking you down. Days and nights. It doesn't change. Days and nights and nights. And no one to blame when the darkness starts to take your soul away. Close your eyes and leave your thoughts to yesterday. When the darkness starts to take your soul away. Close your eyes and leave your thoughts to yesterday. When the darkness starts to take your soul away. Close your eyes and leave your thoughts to yesterday.
That subtle background vocal there. This is just lovely. Okay. Gamabuta. Let's see where we are with this. Luffs. It's a little loud. Down just a bit, less compression overall on the mix, because right now there's not enough separation between the different elements in play in the mix. There should be a little bit more dynamic flux between them, I think, for everything to really feel just superb. Man, these vocals are great. At first I was just like, oh yeah, just this one vocal. It's awesome. And then obviously things just get better. Those super tight hi-hat windups are just so spot on. That subtle background vocal balance when it's first being introduced, the male vocal is just so spot on. Good decisions, good decision making. The entire mix itself is a bit bass heavy, and like I said, I feel like it's a little bit over compressed, so things are being squished together. I'd love to hear both of those things fixed. And then towards the end, it feels like the vocals are not as balanced as they could be. If you go back 1 minute earlier in the mix and kind of compare those two, I think you'll find that the earlier is a little bit more agreeable and in greater balance. Lastly, towards the end, these hand drums, the percussion that comes in, they're getting a bit lost, not lots, lost here at the end with the bass. It's just kind of dominant. Let's see what other people are saying. Yeah, right, Ricky? I'm fine just looking at my phone and unlocking stuff with my face. That's fine. Yeah, lots of comments about the soundscape and good stuff. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Hope the feedback vibes with you. Avenza, you are up next. We're about to wrap up here, folks. Running an hour over. Feels good though. That's good. That's good. You're mixing a lot of really interesting things here, and you've got a nice, like original yet familiar sound. I think that if the LUFS were brought down, the compression was brought down, the whole thing would feel a little bit better because it wouldn't be as driven, and you would have a clearer sense of the priority of sounds in the overall mix. Because right now, a lot of things are kind of at that same loudness level. That perceived loudness is pretty equalized. I think the vocals can come up a bit, the hats can come down. You can tame the high frequencies of the hat. They're pretty bright and sharp right now. Really like the swing happening at 203. 233, I think the horn stabs could be sustained a little bit longer. I think it would help those horns stand out just a little bit. And 249 is a really good spot to look at. You could see it in the waveform right here. It's just a busy spot, right? A lot of things popping off at the same time. This is a really good spot to kind of focus on and make your little project, right? If you can get everything to sound really well balanced instead of really equalized, there's a big difference here, right? The loudness, at the different positions of things in the stereo field is a really good indicator that there could be greater dynamic difference there between those elements, because the main element driving right down the middle of your mix should probably have a greater priority loudness wise than the things in the side of your mix, for instance. And right here at 249, you can hear pretty clearly that there's definitely some competition for that kind of front or forward position in the mix. That's it. I really like the passion that you're bringing in this one. Like, you could definitely feel the fun that you're having with mixing these different things together, and the way that you're pulling it all off. It's really fun. It's good. Let's see what other people are saying here. Yeah, Tremtice is calling attention to the hats as well. Yeah, super cool chords and vibes. Very, very good stuff. Well, thank you, Avenza. Hopefully you come back with some more and let us hear what else you're working on. We don't have time to finish everybody. Let's listen to see what broccoli sounds like right now. Because, hey, why not end with some healthy snacks here? Tremtai says, I'm at the point where I'd consider this done. Let's see what it sounds like. Freaking love this track.
What's it on my plate? It must be some mistake. It's looking wiggly and it's green. If you think that I would eat the thing you just put in front of me, you're wrong. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It's broccoli, 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 broccoli. It's broccoli, 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 broccoli. Is it food? Is it a tree? I don't know. It's killing me. It could be an alien from space or filled with a bad disease. I have got so many questions. I'm so scared I'll get infected. My whole body is rejecting. Save me, God, I need protection. Is it food? Is it a tree? I don't know. It's killing me. It could be an alien from space or filled with a bad disease. I have got so many questions. I'm so scared I'll get infected. My whole body is rejecting. Save me, God, I need protection. I'm planning my escape. This kitchen is a cage. I swear you touch me and I'll scream. Don't you even think about how I'm even getting out your tongue. And I never wanna eat your food again. It's broccoli, 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 broccoli. It's broccoli, 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 broccoli. Is it food? Is it a tree? I don't know. It's killing me. It could be an alien from space or filled with a bad disease. I have got so many questions. I'm so scared I'll get infected. My whole body is rejecting. Save me, God, I need protection. Is it food? Is it a tree? I don't know. It's killing me. It could be an alien from space or filled with a bad disease. I have got so many questions. I'm so scared I'll your foot again.
All right. I think this one is done. I want just a touch more bass presence is all. Like, that's it. The vocals are on lock now. I think it's great. This has a very, very strong They Might Be Giants vibe to it. I dig it. I also agree with Mango that if this was on TikTok, people would be doing some fun things. Definitely. You guys, I want to stay and keep doing this with you all day long, but we're already over an hour over. So we're going to go see who is up and streaming right now. And whoever we did not get to today, we will make our top priority next time we meet. We will also be adding new sounds to the community drive for you guys to create with. Don't forget, everyone who subscribes gets a free sound pack every month. And if you want to take part in the community challenge, it is open to everyone this month. No genre restrictions at all. Let's go say hi to someone, shall we? Let's go say hi to... We go see what Orchesterio's up to. It's been a minute since we've gone and visited him. He doesn't have many people with him right now. Let's go say hi. As always, I appreciate you guys being here. I love Fridays. I love hearing what you're working on. Get more stuff ready for next week because I want to put my ears on that too. Hope you all stay inspired and have a fantastic weekend. Go make something awesome. Peace out.